What's up? It's at Getting Bills back again. DFS Friday video presented by Pub Sports Radio. Shouts to Talking Hands MMA that comes on at 9 o'clock p.m. in a couple of hours. This week in the Cage episode, we brought in a big hitter for this one. We brought in the main man himself, Draftkings video commercial guy, if you want to say, Bobby Gomes, the man himself. Bobby, what do you got to say for the people out here? You ready to I'm going to have to put you full screen for this one.
Yeah, ready to kind of get in and break this down. Looking forward to it.
I did not mean to remove you from the stream right there. I fucked that one up bad. Damn. I fucked that one up bad. But as we go here, to start it off with the first pick of this draft, Bobby, I sent him the invite. He wanted to up the stakes a little bit, so we'll probably get that one discussed in together after the video is over because I got to reset the Fanduel contest. But the teams are going to be picked right now. I got the first pick. Bobby's got the next two picks, and we're going to go back and forth one by one after that. And the first pick that I'm going to start off with is going to be the cover boy himself. Shout outs to Big P. Boss man, I hope your boy gets me the win this week. I'm going to have to go with Alvin Kamara. He gets a perfect matchup against Carolina this week. What more do I need to say besides I think he's the best pay-up option at the running back position. A little bit sad on FanDuel how it's half a point PPR compared to DraftKings. DraftKings, I would slate him a little bit higher of a projection because of the full point PPR floor. And without Michael Thomas being in there this week, he just seems like the most consistent option at the RB position. Bobby, you're up now with the next two picks.
Yeah, so on FanDuel, I'm definitely going to go Kareem Hunt if you're taking Alvin Kamara. And then my quarterback is going to be Kyler Murray.
I like that pick.
For me, with you taking the highest usage player on the slate to kind of start it off.
Yeah, man. Kareem Hunt gets a perfect matchup this week against Cincinnati. I wouldn't really – this year's kind of different with the COVID situation with running backs being on the road. It's not really a big plus of like being home like it used to be. So running backs on the road kind of aren't as bad of a projection as they used to kind of be in other years. And I feel like Kareem Hunt is definitely one of the best running backs on the slate this week. Bobby, you hyped that this Sunday night game did not get taken off the slate?
I honestly don't. Like, if regardless, obviously it's a pace-up game with the Cardinals in Seattle, but like DFS, it's pretty much slates are dynamic. So basically you just have to roll with the punches, like whatever news breaks, whether it's games, COVID, like we've kind of learned, you just have to kind of deal with it and adjust. And hopefully you adjust correctly. I think Kareem Hunt, honestly, would be someone I'd be looking to fade if we weren't playing a cash game format. Like in GVPs, I could see myself trying to get off him. Usually like the chalkier guys I'm trying to move off of. Obviously, Kamara has the usage that he has. He's at 9,300 on FD. Let's see what his price is on DK. He's at 79. Interesting, like just looking at Kamara, Carolina, like he's going to be extremely highly owned with how bad their run defense is. A lot of people are going to be going there, but he is going to see, like, Latavius Murray is going to get carries here, and with Kamara being 28% owned in GVPs, I think like both him and Hunt are guys you can kind of look to at these ownership clips to maybe, I don't know, get off of, or like if you play MME, like you're probably going to be underweight. You're not full fading either of these guys, but
see, the only thing that kind of messed up the Alvin Kamara play this week was Michael Thomas being ruled out like later on in the week, because like at that point it just like boosts up his ownership and his receiving floor. But I definitely see the case, the scenario for definitely fading him for GPP. I'll definitely be underweight for MMEs.
Yeah, so I faded Kamara in a similar situation versus Detroit in the 4K on DK a couple of weeks back, and obviously Kamara with his usage rate, like he ended up being in the winning lineup in that tournament, but he didn't 4X. I think he ended up with 20 points. I just think that there's like good GPP pivots. Like I think a lot of people are going to be down on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. If you think about Le'Veon Bell and his situation, like what's the difference relative to Helaire and
Kamara
Kamara at 8K and Hilaire's at 6K. I think they get Hilaire a touchdown this week. Recency bias says Hilaire hasn't gotten the end zone. Like in GPPs, I wouldn't mind taking a risk there with Hilaire at 6K. And Le'Veon Bell, like, what's his workload going to be, right? Like he's at 4-4 on DK. I just think I'm more of a GPP guy. I know this is like a cash game format, but I just want to ask you, like, in terms of, like, you have Latavius Murray there in this situation versus, and like, it's pretty much a similar role. Like, do you think that Lev is going to come in and encapsulate more usage than
At first, I was a little bit nervous about it because I'm a big Clyde Edwards-Helaire guy for Dynasty. I have him a lot on my Dynasty teams, and I was a little bit nervous at first. But the way Darrell Williams was playing the other night, man, he was playing like he was fucking about to lose his job or something, man. And I feel like that's more of an indictment of his talent and his situation, because it's not like Clyde Edwards-Helaire was getting 100% of the usage in the work anyway. There was an opening of a door of like a 70-30 type of split. And I feel like if Bell, perfect case scenario for those Clyde Edwards-Helaire owners for long term, is that Bell just captures the Darrell Williams type of touches and just gets more usage out of it. The only problem would be I feel like Clyde Edwards-Helaire is definitely due for his touchdown ratio is like really like not right stat wise. That's very badly worded, but I definitely think he's due for positive regression for like rest of the season. But where he's priced at this week at $7,000, like you said, man, if you do fade Kareem Hunt, that's a perfect GPP pivot right there. Is Clyde Edwards-Helaire at that same exact price tag?
So yeah, I was thinking either one of them though, because if you think about it, Kamara and Lat is pretty much, what's that, a 70-30 split, right? Like, yeah, it's not much different, and it's a 2K difference. Obviously, but like you have to think about the ownership, right? Like Alvin Kamara, what's his ownership? He's going to be through the roof now that MT's out. He's 30% on FD. What's Hilaire? Hilaire's 10%. So they're in, obviously, like Kamara has Lat in his backfield. Hilaire's going to have Bell. You're getting 20% less in terms of ownership. And what is it, 1,800 instead of salary? Where's Hilaire? It's almost,
yeah. Hilaire on FD is 7,000. I'm trying to find his price.
Hilaire on FD is 7,000 and Kamara is 9,300. So it's almost 2,300 in a differential and a 20% ownership differential. Like, I just kind of look for GPP leverage. Like, that looks leverageable to me. Kareem Hunt, like 32%. He would be the other guy. I don't really know in terms of like pulling up everyone, like who's in Kareem Hunt's backfield as well. They obviously like
Ernest Johnson is the only
Ernest Johnson. So what's his market share in that backfield?
I would say it's about like an 80-20 type of split. Sometimes in different.
Are you correct? I just don't know. I can.
No. I think it depends on type of game script that they go towards. Because Ernest Johnson, the first week that Chubb got hurt, he was used a lot, but that was more of like garbage time usage.
So in GPPs, I think both of these guys are pretty much fadeable. Not like fadeable, full fadeable. I'm talking about being like underweight in terms of field or just with the field in terms of GPPs. Or if you're playing like single entry, you could fade one of them. Just because you do have running backs that are going to see 100% of the usage. And then you have these wide receivers on this slate that offer significant upside. Especially in that Seattle,
Seattle
Buffalo, New York. There's a Green Bay, Houston. That would be was my favorite until Aaron Jones got ruled out.
Yeah,
really high on MVS as a pivot off of, or just not a pivot, but a leverage play off of what I had thought was going to be chalk prior to hopping on and getting this news at 5 p.m. or whenever we got it. Yeah, but we basically hit on it. We're playing cash, so I took Hunt and Kyler. What's your next pick there?
Yeah, my next pick right here, you hinted to it a little bit. Still one of my favorite games on the slate, even with Aaron Jones off the slate. I'm gonna have to go with my main man, Will Fuller. My brother went to Notre Dame, big Will Fuller guy. I used to smoke blunts with him. I probably shouldn't say that on camera, but I'm gonna say it on camera. Will Fuller's that guy.
You talk about smoking grass, we're good.
Yeah, man. Will Fuller, man. He's just been just a different type of guy this year. He's always had the talent, but he's finally been fully healthy, and his chemistry with Deshaun Watson has definitely been noticeable this season. And at $6,900 on FanDuel, I feel like that's still too cheap of a price tag. That's only $200 more than he was last week, and only really he hasn't really gone up more than $400 from his price tag from the beginning of the season since like week 2. So I feel like FanDuel's still not up to date. That Will Fuller's the alpha receiver on that team right now, man. Bobby, back to you. Who are you picking for this one?
I'm probably going to go Davante Adams. That would be kind of where I'd plant my flag. Just want that touchdown equity on FanDuel, so I think that makes a ton of sense, especially with Aaron Jones being out.
Davante Adams, I always feel like he's a good pay-up option on FanDuel because it's a little bit easier to get to like the higher price studs on FanDuel than it is on DraftKings. So Davante Adams, definitely that touchdown equity on this type of scoring system definitely favors Davante Adams, and right under DeAndre Hopkins too. I definitely do like that. Chris had him in his lineup last week, and he fucking killed me. So another person hopping into the cage picking Davante Adams.
I could have took Hopkins. I didn't even realize it. Where's Hopkins?
Right above price tag.
No, I'm still got some time. In terms of value, I think Adams is the better value.
Yeah, I feel like Adams is going to be the better value because DeAndre Hopkins is definitely going to be a more chalkier option with that game being such a high point total. Let me comment for the chat. What's up, Big Zo Mega Cash for his first DFS slate? Wish you would have listened about Danny Dimes. Yeah, Danny Dimes had a really good 80-yard rush that should have been a touchdown. He should have smashed the slate last night. But is it my pick or your pick? Yeah, my pick again. My
is
pick.
What do I go 1-2? Don't I get 2 there?
It goes 1-1 after the first 2.
All right.
Snake draft. My quarterback right here, I'm going to have to stack it up with Will Fuller this week. Deshaun Watson, $8,000. Man, Aaron Rodgers fucking burned me last week. I played him in my single entry GPPs and this DFS cage match last week, and he fucking burned me. So I'm going to go right down below him and go with Deshaun Watson. I played him in my cash games last week. He had a really good week. Wasn't he in the Millionaire Maker last week? Deshaun Watson, that stack of the
I think it was, the Texans and Titans. Yeah, I think that was the stack.
Yeah, that was the stack that won it last week. So I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson. I like his floor this season. He's finally been showing some ceiling upside games. Hopefully Aaron Jones plays in this game, gets out of reach, and Deshaun Watson racks up those garbage time points as he usually does.
Yeah. Who am I going to go here? I don't even know.
Walk us through the process, Bob.
Basically, obviously, I want to go running back. Just want to pull up some stuff and take a look in terms of what I'm interested in.
It's a pretty interesting running back slate because you can go really high or you can go really low. It's kind of like you don't have to go too high, but you can probably fit in anything you want on FanDuel. What's up, Boston?
Is D-Hop injured right now? What's the he's turned up? What's the whole situation here? I'm gonna go DeAndre.
Yeah, I think he's healthy.
Tyler and Adams.
Oh my goodness, stacking up the wide receivers here.
Tyler and Hopkins, sorry.
I love that stack right there. Very different type of stack that you're gonna see here is Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins with Davante Adams. A lot of people are going to be scared to do that on FanDuel. those are probably going to be flipped around and be like 2 high-priced running backs. If you go with 2 high-priced wide receivers, you can definitely flip the odds of your chances of winning.
I still think there's outs for me.
Yeah, you still have a lot of ways to go with different options and routes that you can go. Because Fanduel, like I said earlier, man, you can really do whatever you want on Fanduel compared to DraftKings. DraftKings kind of funnels you into like a certain group of pool of like cheap price players.
Yeah, I actually don't like that. I think pricing's way too soft on FD. I'd rather the pricing be tighter.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt, because there's more.
Makes it more difficult, right?
Yeah, definitely more edge and leverage. My pick right here, kind of don't know if I want to go with the wide receiver route and not kind of blocky from stacking up this game, because people always want to say Tyler Lockett's a better play than DK Metcalf, but there's something about DK Metcalf that I just really like about him more than Tyler Lockett. I wouldn't really – it's really kind of rolling the dice, 50-50 shot every week who's going to be the higher scoring wide receiver, but I'm going to take my shot this week and pick DK Metcalf in this high scoring game at $7,300. Thank God to the fantasy gods for putting this game back on the slate. I was getting scared that we are going to be off this game for the slate for this upcoming Sunday, but since we are, I'm going to go with Metcalf here and try to block you from stacking up that game and giving you an easy dub.
Yeah, no, I like the call, like DK this week, like Lockett, like this game, obviously. Trying to figure out who I want to take with this next pick. I think I'm going to go Mike Davis at 7,700. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Mike Davis.
Yeah, Mike Davis, man. He put up a pooper as chalk last week, but I would definitely go right back to the well in this spot right here. He's getting that Christian McCaffrey type of role, and definitely in this spot, how I have Kamara and you have Davis on the other side of the ball, that definitely is a good leverage spot right there.
Yeah, I just think that, I don't know, it's obviously I'm just trying to get 3 running backs in. It's in the Superdome. It is in the Superdome, right? It's paced up. Yeah, yep. I don't hate it.
Yeah, when the I want to see if that is one of the highest games of the slate, but I don't think so. I think that's somewhere in the middle. I got to look real quick. Let me look at my sheet. Where's New Orleans at? Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle right there. But let me figure out who am I going to go with this next pick. I need to start stacking up these running backs before you swipe me off the slate and just stack all the running backs. But I saw you post this on your Instagram, and I know you need some value here, so I'm going to try to use a good theory right here. Know that that I follow you, and I'm going to have to go with Antonio Gibson here. I really just Dallas's defense is absolutely dreadful. Antonio Gibson, hopefully J.D. McKissic doesn't get the usage here, and Antonio Gibson kind of has a breakout week and has that like DeAndre Swift type of game at that same exact price tag on FanDuel this week.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Gibson's a good play, yeah. If you were playing tournaments, who would you consider running back Gibson with? Just wondering. I was talking to one of my buddies about it today a little earlier.
What? Who would I stack in that game?
Who would you run back Gibson with if you were playing tourneys?
Man, the way the tight end slate is looking, I would probably pick Dalton Schultz. Him and Andy kind of had a connection these last couple of weeks, I've been noticing.
No, I think you're right. I like Amari Cooper as a run back in that game as well. I just obviously Dalton didn't look great, but yeah, I think I like the Schultz call as well.
I don't think that's an indictment on Dalton like rest of season. I think like a lot of people are going to have a lot of recency bias against Dalton since he kind of blew up in that Monday night primetime spot. But I don't see the Washington defense being as like improved as the Cardinals defense. Cardinals defense is one of the most improved defenses this year coming into the season. And I don't think people are up to date that the Cardinals defense is actually like top 10 in the league so far this year. So I definitely like that call of kind of getting a sneaky game stack right there.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about from a GBP perspective. I didn't pick Amari. I was just talking
No,
about.
I was just saying, just like in
All right,
general.
cool, no, cool.
Hey,
I
I'm not
would
going
have
to say
been in trouble for some salary. Yeah, no, I was just thinking from a GPP perspective because I'll play 150 in the milli on Fanduel. So I was just talking to the plate pretty much.
$4 a clip at FanDuel, Millionaire Maker. Sign me up, man.
Yeah, right? There you go. DK too. Yeah, I usually max both. I think honestly, is it my pick? Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely your pick.
All right, I'm gonna go Giovanni Bernard. I usually don't like to roster two running backs in the same game in cash, but Bernard sees enough in the passing game where I can play him. And also Mixon's now out. So yeah, I'll go Gio.
Is this Gio Bernard's real picture, or are they just like fucking with me?
That's half the reason why I picked him was that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
How do you not play that stash?
Yeah, man. I was about to say he looks like the Mr. Potato Head stash right there. I thought that was I remember a couple weeks ago when the same exact thing kind of happened, but Mixon kind of got ruled in last minute.
It looks like they kind of just put it on there, you know?
Right? It looks like a fake mustache, man. I'm absolutely shocked that they're disrespecting my man Gio Bernard like that, man. I'd be pissed.
I don't think it's disrespect at all. You walk in with that, like I'm gonna have to be like double 3x the field if he's going back like that.
Oh man, that's how I felt about Gaskins last week, but he also put up a stinker and took an L on that route.
Gaskins put up a stinker last week, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a stinker.
I thought he played all right for cash games.
Right for cash games, but like I said, Chris had DeAndre Swift as his RB3, and I had Gaskins, and I just got shitted on right there.
Well, and I think you made the right play in cash, right? Like I think the BBP pivot.
Chris is a Lions fan, so I guess he had like some type of weird conviction about DeAndre Swift, and he just swiped my ass right there.
I subscribed to Run Pure. We had a lot of conviction on DeAndre. Yeah. I think Big T and JSU and stuff, they were all over him for GPPs. Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, I got to see what running back should pick. You got Hunt and Davis. I got to pick my last running back here because we need some touches in this backfield, and I want to go with Chris Carson right here. Usually I don't like the stack up of running back and a wide receiver in the same exact game without running it back with somebody on the other team. Maybe I might later on, but I don't know how I feel about Kirk. That would be like the person I would run it back with in this lineup because
Kirk, I think it's an Isabella week.
Yeah, it's an Isabella week. You think so?
Isabella week in GPPs. Yeah, I would say so.
I was looking at Isabella for the Sunday night single entry slate that they had going on FanDuel, but
we gotta get. So I was like really bullish on Valdez Scantling prior to like all of this news with Aaron Jones. I thought Aaron Jones was going to be pretty chalky on FD. I thought Valdez Scantling pairing him with Adams, even though I think Adams is going to be in the optimal on FanDuel, I thought that to differentiate Adams, Valdez Scantling would have been nice. Still think that's a play on FanDuel, but
I don't blame you, man.
Aaron Jones being like the chalk prior to him being ruled out, I feel like it was great leverage, right?
Yeah, I don't blame you. In one of my dynasty leagues, I know this isn't the same type of format, but one of my dynasty leagues, I was looking for a flex start because we have to start 3 or 4 flex, and that's the guy I traded for was MVS because I like that matchup this week, especially against Houston. Houston's cornerbacks are just absolutely just getting torched week by week by week.
Yeah, I'm worried about MVS becoming chalkier. He was good because if you think about it, like it was the same thing with Justin Jefferson last week.
Yeah.
Alexander Madison, if one of these receivers, I had 0% Alexander Madison last week. I had a lot of Justin Jefferson. But for me, it was just like an easy play because if you think about it, if Jefferson hits, you're taking away a drive from Madison, right?
Yeah.
And then similar to like Irv Smith near the goal line, I was a little overweight on Irv Smith. I kind of wish I had more Trey Burton, but
I kind of got
pretty much Irv Smith dropped a touchdown at the goal line. Like, they're just ways of leveraging the chalk within the game that give you leverage on the field as well, right?
Yeah, 1,000%, man. Definitely will attest to that. Make sure chat's listening to that. Get your notebook out, take a couple notes, get ready for this week, man. I think the pick goes back to you right here. You got a wide receiver to fill out, your wide receiver 3, a tight end, and a defense, and you have $4,700 remaining. So interesting value spots that you're going to have to find here.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get a little dicey. Because what's the situation in Pittsburgh? Do we know what receivers are playing?
Let me look at this established run tweet because these guys are pretty accurate when it comes to injury news on a Friday night. And Deontay Johnson's in, and yeah, that definitely changes everything in that wide receiving core.
All right, so Deontay's in.
And I think Juju's also in. Actually, wait.
Hooper was ruled out, correct?
Who?
I think Hooper was ruled out.
Yeah, Hooper got ruled out. I had to bring up.
It's probably going to be chalk on DraftKings. I'm just behind in terms of like
news updates.
Yeah, so I kind of built this a way I probably wouldn't have built this.
I mean, it's a head-to-head matchup on a Friday.
Let me go Olsen at tight end for Arizona, even though I'd probably rather go Njoku and then go up at running back, but I already picked Gio. So,
question. So who do you think fills in that role better, Njoku or Harrison Bryant? Because I brought up Harrison Bryant off my taxi squads, and I'm thinking about giving him a spot start this week.
I really just don't like. Has there been any like usage that was
in the beginning of the season when Njoku was on IR? He was kind of getting like 40 to 50% of the snaps behind Hooper, but you haven't really gotten the full perspective of it because all three of them played for the last couple of weeks, and they all kind of split snaps. So it was kind of not really nice for all three. But with Hooper being out for these,
Hooper had seen like an increase in target share, right, these last 2 weeks. So if Baker's going to utilize the tight end, and it would make sense for Cincy, one of these guys is in a good spot. I think Njoku is like the definitive chalk on DK. I wouldn't get off of, unless news changes relative to Sunday. I think Njoku is going to be pretty chalky. What's he at, 3K on DK?
Yeah, he's got a bare minimum price on DK, like the actual bare minimum price, not the new bare minimum price.
Yeah, so I don't know. If you're building 150, like you're going to have exposure to Njoku. Harrison Bryant, my brother actually brought up Harrison. I just don't play rookies unless like I haven't seen anything that would say like to play him. So in GPPs, like I guess, yeah, you could take shots and stuff, but I would rather someone that can I'd rather take a shot on like an Isabella or a Valdez Scantling. If he's not chalk, I think he's probably chalk on DK now, or just someone who can really break a slate.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. Those rookies kind of, especially at the tight end position, definitely. I remember Adam Troutman earlier this season became chalk later in a week when people were striving for value when Jared Cook got ruled out. And that kind of gives me the same type of flashback.
Yeah, the same week that Kamara was the chalk, and only I don't think Kamara 3X that week in this similar situation versus Detroit, right? Like,
yeah, he put up a booper.
Yeah, and he was definitive chalk. He was in the winning lineup in the 4K Millionaire Maker, but he wasn't like I don't know if he was in the winning lineup in the regular, because I feel like at that point you have an extra 200K lineups relative to like 4,000 or whatever it was.
I didn't even notice. I put the wrong thing. What's up, Mr. A Fight Fan? You got yelled at by Ark. Oh, man, this one dude is streaming for 3 days straight before this UFC event this weekend. It's absolutely crazy. He said he got yelled by him. And then Herbert costs any value there. I definitely do like Herbert, but I'm kind of like the running back situation a little bit more. I think I can get some leverage there with either Joshua Kelly or Justin Jackson.
Yeah. Joshua Kelly or Justin Jackson. I think I prefer Justin Jackson has an injury tag though, right?
I would have to look. I don't know if Fanduel.
I've seen something come up that Jackson has limited in practice on Thursday. questionable. I don't know I haven't really looked into everything for Friday's injury report, which is kind of crazy that I didn't do that before hopping on.
Yeah, same here, man. It's been a pretty busy week. As you can tell, my fucking light just went out, motion censored. But that kind of just threw me off right there. But I kind of feel like this situation reminds me of the Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds situation from last week. It's kind of a different type of slate, but just talking about those two running backs, you kind of have like the guy that's kind of going up an arrow, then you have a guy that's going down an arrow in a direction of usage. But I feel like this is a good spot for Joshua Kelly this week. He was getting red zone usage work before Eckler went to the IR, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are one of the worst teams and allow like a lot of visits to the red zone this year. So I definitely like Joshua Kelly in the spot. That's my conviction play of the week is Joshua Kelly.
Yeah, and I think it might work out for you if Jackson gets ruled out here. I think that's a sharp call. Yeah, I like that play.
And I think it goes back to me here because I got 3 positions to pick left. Let me find do I want to plug in a defense? Nah, who gives a fuck about a defense on FanDuel? Let me find a cheap wide receiver here. I don't know if I want to be that guy, but I might have to be that guy. It's been working out for me of recent, kind of hitting the well, but his price kind of went up on FanDuel this week. I'm going to have to go with Tim Patrick here at $5,500. I kind of want to get a little bit different here. Oddly enough, he's been the Denver Broncos' #1 wide receiver here, and I think they are going to be down a lot of points against Kansas City this week, so they're going to be passing in a negative game script. And Tim Patrick, if he is the Broncos' #1 wide receiver this week at $5,500, that is too cheap of a price tag for me. Any thoughts on this Denver KC game here?
So with the weather, I'm kind of off the passing game, but I understand. Like, I liked Patrick last week. I think I like Patrick. I like Fant a little bit as someone to go to in this situation, just because of the weather, and like short area targets make more sense if it's going to be snowing, and I think the below freezing temps and stuff. That's why I liked Hilaire as well. Like, I just think Hilaire is going to go overlooked. And with everyone kind of gravitating toward Kamara and Hunt, I think he's interesting, especially when you get a guy in a Chiefs offense that's going to be as low owned as he is this week.
Yeah, especially I feel like being the running back on that team is like the best spot for like fantasy points, because a lot of the times you see in the wide receiving core when they get into the red zone, they do a lot of weird wonky type of plays, and it's like the fullback catching a touchdown or like the tight end 2 catching a touchdown or something like that. So I definitely do like that leverage right there, because I feel like with not a lot of big names on this tight end slate, I feel like a lot of people are just going to plug in Travis Kelce and keep pushing along with the rest of your lineup on FanDuel, because you can do it on FanDuel. You can really play whatever you want.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue with FD. No, yeah. So I think I do think Tim Patrick. I'm bullish on Tim Patrick, like going forward. As a player, I don't know in terms of fantasy. Like, we'll see in terms of this offense. Yeah, I might have went like Traquan, or I think Gabriel Davis is in play.
Oh man,
it's cash, right? So like we want to have the highest floor as possible.
I forgot John Brown got ruled out this week, but
yeah, but Traquan as well. So like, I think they're both ways you could have got different.
Yeah, I just felt like Tim Patrick. I kind of go weird in the wide receiver 3 spot.
I don't think Patrick's a bad play at all. I actually like I wouldn't do it for cash, but in GPPs, like I definitely see like taking a shot on like if you're running back that game, I think they're
back spot either.
I like Tim Patrick. Yeah, those aren't. I like what's Lindsey's price?
Let me look at Lindsey's price on here.
I'm just thinking about like building my 150 on FD, since we're on here. I can just kind of think about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, when do you get a chance to look at FanDuel in the middle of the week, man?
I don't look at anything until like now, I guess.
I mean, with the COVID situation this year, man, it's kind of pointless to look at something earlier in the week because half the time the game is either.
But if you just pull up projections, like, and take aggregate, like if you aggregate the majority of projections at the end of the week, like you can just figure out who's on what and what's what, and kind of go from there, and then just stay up on news.
Yeah. So who are you going here with one of your last two picks? You're going to fill in the wide receiver 3. Talk about one
Didn't
of
the. I thought I filled it in, didn't I? I forget who. Did I not fill it in?
Now you picked Greg Olsen with your last pick.
Oh, so wide receiver 3, yeah.
You got a wide receiver 3 and a defense to fill out.
Yeah, I'll go Traquan, 5,300.
Traquan Smith.
Yeah,
Sanders
and MT out. It looks like he's going to be the chalk.
Yeah, $5,300, man. Finally,
he's going to be pretty. He's
favorite,
like out of the Gabriel Davis, and
he's going to be the chalk, especially at $5,300. Like I said earlier, a lot of people are going to be paying up at the running back position and the tight end position on Fanduel, I feel like. So they're going to have to find cheap options somewhere. And I feel like
supposed to take Ebron instead of Olsen. I might have been supposed to take Ebron instead of Olsen.
I would have went Ebron instead of Olsen. I was shocked you went with Greg Olsen. Him and Will Dissly have been split.
I was looking at something different. I think I was supposed to go Ebron instead of Olsen, but I don't know. I don't care either way.
Yeah, it happens. Last week,
this is kind of a tough, like, this whole breakdown is kind of tough, right?
On the spot, man. Last week, man, I left $700 on the table last week because I was trying to be cute and play Marvin Jones with.
Don't ever leave $700 on the
table. I didn't mean to, man. Chris kind of fucked me up, man. He picked somebody I did not expect him to pick. I guess he follows me on Twitter or something like that. But yeah. I'm gonna drop my cell phone. But I got a tight end and a defense to fill out. I'm gonna pick my defense first since you haven't picked your defense. Try to get a good pay up option on defense. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna have to be that guy and just take the L and play the Bills at $5,000. That's definitely the best pay up option defense. Definitely. If you have the money for it, I would do it. But probably in my regular cash game build on FanDuel, I'm probably going to pay down a little bit to one of these cheaper defenses down here. Like the Saints at $4,000 is a good price tag. Teddy Bridgewater's been erratically running out of the pocket this year, and I think he can definitely force some turnovers in a pass-heavy game script. You got Dallas down here at $3,700. You have Washington right in front of them. Bobby, who are you picking for your defense since this is your last pick here? You got $3,900 left, and you got a nice little pool of defenses to pick from here.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Dallas. I think they're the best value. So that would kind of be like my lean in cash.
You know what's weird, man? Dallas on FanDuel has been under 4K all season, and it's just annoying because they always end up being the chalky option down here. But last week we got blessed with the Dolphins down here at $4,400. That was a really good cash defense. So I got $4,700 left, and I'm looking for a tight end here. Did not think I would be in this type of situation. Looking down here at this tight end pool. Where's my guy at, man?
Ebron. You just take Ebron. I didn't take Ebron.
I think Ebron is $5,100. He's the same exact price as he was last week around here. Wanted to go Albert O a little bit, but Fant got ruled back in. I might just take the chalk right here. And we talked about this earlier about the David Njoku, Harrison Bryant situation. It makes sense here. I got the money for it. I'm a big Baker guy. Hopefully Baker can actually grow some balls and beat Joe Burrow, take the sweep on him for the season here. But I'm going to go with David Njoku here. It makes sense here.
Yeah, I like the Njoku. What's Njoku's price? 4,500.
Yeah, 4,500. Kind of similar to the same price tag as Trey Burton and Irv Smith last week in this on FanDuel. So give you guys the overall look on the teams. I have Deshaun Watson, Kamara, Gibson, Fuller, Metcalf, Patrick, Njoku, Carson, and the Bills defense with $200 remaining. And then we got Bobby Gomez with Kyler Murray, Kareem Hunt, Mike Davis, Devontae Adams, Traquan Smith, Greg Olsen, Gio Bernard, and the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Hopkins too in there, right?
Yeah, Hopkins. I forgot to say Hopkins. Bobby kind of went with the pay up at the wide receiver position. I kind of paid up a little bit, and at the running back position with the Carson Kamara plays. How do you feel about your odds coming in this one? Where would you put yourself in the books? Would you put yourself as a favorite or plus money?
I think I'm the favorite here, I would say.
I mean, former millionaire maker, as it says in the description. Are you the minus 175 favorite? Because I'm coming off a loss last week to Detroit Beastie. I can't go 0-2 on the Own Pub Sports Radio series, man. That'd be fucked up.
I might give myself 2-1 here.
Minus 200 favorite. That's hilarious, man. We're gonna find out. Let's see what the chat says. Robbie Anderson ? For this week. I don't mind Robbie Anderson. He's getting the usage, but I feel like that's more of a GPP play than like a guy that I'm really like building my core around this week. How about you, Bobby, on Robbie Anderson?
I think Robbie Anderson's great for cash.
On DK or
Fanduel? Yeah, I think Robbie's like the best value on FD I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, Robbie had damn, I did not peep his price tag, $6,400. But yeah, definitely will look into that one. But I don't know why. I feel like he's better for GPP option. I kind of really like. I don't know why, but I'm tunnel vision on Will Fuller in that price range this week.
Will Fuller, yeah, I think Will Fuller is more GPP. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, where's Will Fuller at?
Yeah, Will Fuller in like the projections, I feel like he's more GPP, but like I kind of tweaked the projections a little differently, and I just feel like Will Fuller's just been so safe this year, man. He's either had a touchdown or 100 yards.
What about for targets? What's his target share?
His I did not look at his target share in this upcoming week because Brandon Cooks has been snapping these last couple of weeks, man. He's finally had a.
I think Brandon Cooks is in for a negative regression. 6 receptions last week. Fuller 4, 6, 4, 8. I just pulled it up. I'm gonna pull up Robbie Anderson's 4 receptions last week. 8, 8, 8, 5, 9, 6 for the season.
So, who would you say is your favorite pay up option and your favorite pay down option for this upcoming slate, regardless of if website? Like, it doesn't matter if it's Draftkings or Fanduel.
What do you like? So yeah, cash or GPPs?
Cash and GPP, I guess.
I really haven't dove too into it. Like,
I feel like the favorite cheap option,
like game specific. Like I like Adams, and then with, I don't know, pay down option. Like I said, I like Valdez Scantling, so that would be like a way to differentiate Adams lineup. Adams is going to be significantly chalky, but now I think on DK, Valdez Scantling could see some extra ownership due to Aaron Jones being out. But I feel like that's all going to change when I kind of dig into this because I want to see who's the definitive chalk. I like to figure out what the optimal build is and then trying to leverage it.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. It's kind of like I kind of go with the same process for like NFL and NBA when it comes to like definitive chalk and then building around that chalk.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like leveraging like what I think guys like Hoop or Empire Maker are going to have in cash, which would be close to the optimal. And then within building my 150, leveraging that build, right? Because the smaller stakes contests, you're going to get guys like Kamara. If he's like 25% in the milli, he'll be 50 to 60 to 70 in a higher stakes contest. So I think like learning to leverage optimal cash builds is kind of the way to win GPPs.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. You would definitely be the man that would know all the stuff for that one because like I said earlier, man, Millionaire Maker Man himself, man. I felt like the first DraftKings commercial I've ever seen when they first started that stuff with I think Drew Jinkmeyer was in that video too. I think
it was me, my brother, Drew, and Pete, CSU Ram.
Yeah, man, it feels like that was forever ago, man.
Oh, yeah, so long ago, dude. Like
it's crazy how fast time goes, man. Fast forward.
Those guys were like, well, I feel like Pete had been playing for a while. Like me and my brother had been playing like season long fantasy since like the 5th grade. Like we were like pretty much like we just, you know what I mean? Like we knew. I feel like so many people think like, oh, my season long league's done, I'm gonna jump in and play DFS. And like the DraftKings moniker is like the game within the game, but like like DFS has nothing to do with like fantasy football. Like fantasy points is just like a metric in like the actual game. I like play DFS. Like I don't know if I'm really great at fantasy football anymore. Like I used to love it, but I'm not like.
I think like the only way you can really get leverage in fantasy football nowadays is playing in like dynasty leagues.
Weird to explain, actually, to be perfectly honest. I'm a DFS player more than I'm like a specific sport.
Yeah, like I'm more of an overall DFS player. Like I was in your Discord a minute ago when we used to talk about golf, NBA, stuff like that. So like definitely a more relevant.
I just think about game theory. Yeah, I'm so much more in a game theory than I am actually like fantasy sports. I'm interested in like how things kind of shake up based on like the public playing certain plays and stuff.
And I've, like you said a little bit ago about how more and more people are definitely diving into Fanduel and Draftkings these upcoming weeks because their season-long teams are going in the shit. So these are the perfect times to really like get your lick your chops and start winning some money in these DFS contests. Hopefully some of these guys in chat in the Discord can cash out off of this video with the thoughts and stuff that we had for this video. Bobby, what do you want to say about Run Sports DFS? I know you got that one coming up here. Talk about to the chat that what you guys do, what you guys offer, and different things like that.
Yeah, so at Run Pure Sports, basically, it's just we basically give core plays. You can get core plays from some of the best players in the industry, whether that be Hoop, Big T, Mangone, JSU, AP, like all those guys are in there giving their cores. I do stacks. I'm not on cores, and I run the social. But yeah, it's pretty much go in there, check it out. Good guys, Discord. Coupon code RPS Gomes would be the way to get GOMES. Would be the way to get in. My name is actually Gomes, but it's spelled Go. So it's easier to say that without people end up putting a Z, and it's
with the Gomes.
Yeah, and then it's RPS Gomes with an S. Yeah, so basically, we just give core plays, bunch of guys playing DFS, and pretty much it. You know, it's just hanging
short to sign up for
plays, betting. Playing daily,
crushing those showdown slates of recent with those early morning live streams. I've been tuning in for a couple of them of recent. So
Big T and Hoop, I think they do the showdowns. They're as elite as you can get in the DFS industry in terms of players. So definitely, if you like showdowns, get in there. Take a listen to what those guys have to say. They're extremely sharp. That's pretty much it.
Yep, I think that's it for the video also as well. And make sure you check out Talking Hands MMA. We got a different crew coming out for this one tonight. No Jeff and Preston tonight. We got me, Mo, and Jacksonville Zoe breaking down this UFC 254 card. I got my bets placed in already, so I don't have to wake up in the morning and do it. Make sure you check out this video because, Saturday's for the UFC, but you got to get ready for Sunday also as well with the DFS content. That's why we got Bobby Gomes on for this really big week here. So make sure you check out the video, like, subscribe, and retweet on the tweet when I tweet out this video. See you guys.
Thanks for having me on, Bill.